Hey everybody, it's Pete. Welcome to today's episode of today's best stock picks. It is Wednesday, April 8th, 2020. And let's just get right into it because this is not going to be a very long video today. The market is chaotic right now in the sense that it's very schizophrenic. It's going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. Yesterday, it looked like the bulls were taking control and went into the day fully expecting follow through. What we actually ended up getting was profit taking, not a good sign for the longer term picture. And when I say longer term picture, I'm talking about the next month as far as feeling and having conviction. Today is going to be a very big day where we are going to be sinking our teeth into yesterday's low as the main area we're going to be looking for. Quite a few stocks are looking to open lower today to invalidate the gap up yesterday and the short-term momentum we had. However, if you're a bull only and looking for spots to buy, what we're going to end up seeing today is stocks opening lower, pushing lower. And if we trade back into yesterday's low, so in other words, we get back all the way up and we penetrate yesterday's low, which should be resistance. If we do that and we're trading above the opening price, depending on if we open here, push lower and rally, the buyers can come back in full force and start heading back up to where the market opened yesterday. However, and I want to make this clear, some market environments are awesome. Right now, we're kind of going back and forth. So the traders that are on those micro time frames right now are probably finding more stuff to do, but probably also finding it hard to have conviction where we're having multiple trends intraday in both directions. So let's be smart about the tape that we're in. Save your confidence, save your conviction, and most importantly, preserve your precious capital uh, while you will find some good ideas, but we're not kind of spread all that out right now because I'm going to show you a chart of Home Depot, which I think really illustrates it the best. And then we're going to get into a few stocks to take a look at. And I think that this is really a big part of what we're watching right now. We had a gap down, a gap up, and then a big, and then a sell-off after a gap up at failed resistance. Which, if you look at Amazon, we had a lot of stocks that did the same thing, finally pushed through and closed below the open. So on the bullish side right now, there's not massive opportunity that's crystal clear unless it meets the criteria that I just discussed. I still like this mRNA, and no matter how you slice it, there is still a good bullish downtrend, uptrend here. And we actually hit that yesterday. So I am looking for a lower opening in mRNA and looking for a rally again. Chewy actually had quite a few people writing in about that and just hasn't followed through. That's a part of what we do. As I said in a couple of different videos, I'm looking for it to get back above 34 before I do anything. What I don't like is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row of closing below the open. I would take this trade all day, every day, a pullback after breaking out to new significant highs. You have to take that trade. It just didn't follow through. Take your lumps, take your loss, go to the next trade. One that we've kept in our trading journal is Dollar General, which seems to remain above this 166, 168 level. So I'm looking for a new entry in that today too, especially a buy stop above yesterday's close. Not so much above yesterday's high because that's $2 above. That's a little bit too late. What I'd like to do is get a buy stop above yesterday's close. If we get above that 172 level, then possibly add if the market remains bullish on that side as well. On the short side, something that we looked at in a scan this morning in the Stocks for Breakfast video, GSX was actually in our list from a couple of days ago. We noticed that it was a 20-day breakdown, and we said if we get an inside candle that follows that, we could get a little bit of short covering, so don't get caught. But we actually got the inside candlestick, a well-offered candlestick, although it closed off the lows. I would have liked to have seen it close on lows and double the average volume. If the stock opens lower and continues to push lower, I will be looking to short it. If the stock actually opens lower and rallies, the rally might actually be the better short. You can see where it's trading over here pre-market. It's down quite a bit. As you can see, it was down yesterday and down again this morning. The lower opening is not the trade. The lower opening rally and then sell short. So not really a monster list today, which is why I didn't do a video yesterday afternoon. The market pulling all the way back to the previous day's high. If we could take a quick look at the SPY. This line is yesterday's opening price. You can see we were trading below it the entire day. So the big line in the sand that I'm looking for today to have direction is this. which is basically yesterday's low and the previous day's high. That's going to be a big level. So you can see what kind of opening neutral, we're expected to open neutral. It's around 7 o'clock in the morning right now. That's going to be my line in the sand. And because we are still well bid despite closing on the lows, I'm still leaning short term to be a buyer right now, but it does look like yesterday the bulls were tired. If the bulls have already exhausted their stimulus excitement, we could start to see the weekly charts become well offered, and that's really something to keep an eye on. So what you really need to pay attention to now is the opening price for this week, which, by the way, this is a short week, 4 days. Today's this Friday, the market's closed for Good Friday. So the opening price in the SPY on Friday was what's 257.84. So that's the price that we have to pay attention to, because you could actually make a case for this being a bear flag on the weekly charts. So we have well bid on the weekly individual candlesticks, but bearish order flow over the last 3 or 4 months. So it's going to be interesting, 3 months. So it's going to be interesting to see how this ends up unfolding. But I'm mostly focusing on the daily charts right now and this level. How we trade above or below this short term, we're still well bid on the daily candlesticks and the weekly candlesticks, quite honestly. But if we trade below this level and stay there, that's going to invalidate the long. So we need to know what's perfect, what's not perfect, and then ultimately, if we get perfect, we trade it with confidence. If we don't get perfect, we take a step back. We can also take a look at some of these stocks that were weak yesterday and see if there's any opportunity. And I actually don't like to be shorting these stocks that have rallied. I'd rather short something that meets the bearish criteria, something such as Boeing right now, which actually just had a big bearish U-turn yesterday. Walmart, clearly not a short sale. It's been one of the stronger stocks. You can see it finally punched through that level. Apple obviously has been rallying with the market yesterday. We called it a market stock. Roku, you know, again, if we were sitting in my office together, this is kind of in the middle of nowhere. So again, you don't want to take chances in stocks that you don't feel have a great chance of or stacking the odds in your favor for follow through. And a lot of these stocks are just not lining up to really say, gosh, I really want to be long or short. We're not seeing that right now, which means that we have to be smart. So again, you can see CVX here, same thing as the general market. Basically looking at 2 days ago, Monday's high and yesterday's low, to find a spot in the sand to decide, are we holding the bid and remaining well bid to look for longs, meaning to initiate new trades. If you're looking to initiate a new long as a swing trade, the interesting trade would be if you're looking at yesterday's low, bidding into yesterday. If your stock opens a little bit higher, bid into yesterday's low. That'd be the stop loss, and then you'd be looking for that new trade to follow through for the next few days. So we're kind of at a breaking point here. Have the bulls already done the buying for the stimulus package, and is it not enough with the specter of the second half of the year being ugly when everything gets back to normal because of all of the pain that businesses are going through right now? Or was yesterday just short-term profit taking? I don't like the fact that it was profit taking after only a couple of days of buying. That's really weak, quite honestly. But we'll see. Let's let price action tell us. My conviction level is significantly lower. If you had like a barometer right now, my conviction level of long or short right now is, I'm not going to say neutral. I would say if it was a scale of 1 to 10, I'd be like a 6.5 to 7 wanting to be long, because the weekly and the daily charts are still well bid. However, that longer term chart, you can see now we are forming a bear flag there. So we have the lines in the sand. We have the tape reading numbers we're going to trade around, which is the opening price on the weekly candlesticks. We want to stay above that to be bullish. We want to remain well bid, and we want to see the trades from the intraday candles staying positive. So tough tape right now. Tough tape. Anybody tells you differently that it's easy, I don't know what they're looking at. And neither do a lot of other smart people, because we're kind of just going back and forth right now, and that's a normal part of trading. So be disciplined that if trades aren't flying off your fingertips and feeling really easy, use that as a sign, as the market giving you feedback that it's a tougher tape, and lower your risk profile or don't even trade at all, which is, I know a lot of people are doing that right now. So I've even cut my activity back quite a bit. So be disciplined, be safe. Most importantly, practice what everybody's doing right now, which is social distancing and quarantine, so we can come out of this and hopefully life get back to normal as much as possible. And if you find these videos helpful, absolutely click down, subscribe, and leave a comment or a question if you'd like something reviewed. Have an awesome day, everybody. Good luck today.